Hello guys, my name is Sharmin and today in this video we will be looking at the display property in CSS, which is a very important topic when you're learning CSS. Okay, so without wasting time, let's get started. Okay, so here I have 4 different types of elements. Okay, in my HTML file we have the span, we have the div, we have the link, that is anchor tag, and we have a paragraph element. Alright, and all the 4 elements I have given different background colors so that they are visible. Here are the background colors, right? So now let's look at the value of the display property, that is inline, block and none. Okay, and we have more two values for the display property, that is flex and grid. Okay, these are really huge topics and a bit complex to understand, so I have separate videos on both of them, flex and grid. You can go and watch them. I'll put the link in the description box below. Okay, so let's not look at flex and grid right now. We will be looking at these 4 values of the display property. Alright, so now can you see we have the 4 different elements over here: span, div, this is the anchor tag, and this is our paragraph element. Alright, so can you see the difference when all the elements over here, they have a background color, right? But can you see here the first element, it does not take the entire space, okay, right? It does not take the entire width of your page. It is just taking the width as much as its content, right? So this is what inline is, right? So which means that if this has nothing mentioned, span is by default inline. So here you can give it a height, for example, let's give it a height of 100 pixels and refresh. Can you see there is no change right now because it's an inline element, that is display inline. We save it and we refresh. Can you see still no change? So this means that span is by default an inline element. Okay, and you cannot give an inline element height or width. Okay, here also if you give it a width, for example, of 500 pixels and you refresh, can you see there is no change right now because it is an inline element. And always remember, inline element will not take the entire space, like the entire width of your document, and also you cannot give an inline element height or width. So what is the solution to this? If you want to give an inline element a height, then you need to make it inline block. When you save it and you refresh, can you see the change, right? The height and width is being applied now. So for example, let's give it a width also of 100 pixels and you save. Can you see you have a box now, right? So this is what inline block does. Okay, it will keep your element inline, but it will allow you to give it a height and width. It will allow you to define a width and height for your element. All right, now the second element over here, right, the div element. Okay, let's remove this width and height and we refresh. So yeah, it's back to its original size. Now the second element over here, the div, right? We have the div over here, and similarly same as I gave background. Okay, let's just remove all of these, refresh, no change, right? So here this is our second element, right? The first element we have a background color of red, the second element we have a background color of blue, but I haven't given it any other thing, but still it takes up all the space, which means that the div element is a block element by default, right? So for example, if we give it a height, for example 100 pixels, and we refresh, can you see the height is being applied? So you can give or define width and height for block elements, but if your elements are inline, then you cannot define height or width for your inline elements. Okay, if you want them to remain inline and you also want them to have a height and width, then you need to make them inline block. All right, this is how inline block and inline block elements work. So in HTML there are a few elements which are by default inline and a few elements which are by default block elements, right? So those elements which take the entire width of your page, those are your block elements. For example, you have the div element over here, you have the paragraph element over here, and those elements which only take the space which their content require, then those are your inline elements, right? So for example, the span element over here, and then we have the link element, that is your anchor tag. Can you see the anchor tag also takes the required amount of space, like only the content, it takes only the space that the content requires, not the entire width, right? So those are your inline elements. Your block elements are those which take up the entire space, for example your div over here or the paragraph. And your inline block elements, they will act in line, but you can define height and width for them. For example, let's give this element a display of inline block. We save it and we refresh. Can you see it became an inline element, right? But the benefit over here is you can give, or you can define height and width for this element over here. For example, height, you give it 100 pixels. So can you see you can give it a height. Here you can also make it inline without giving it an inline block, and you refresh. But can you see the drawback? You cannot give it a height, right? So this is where inline and inline block differs. So yeah, this is it. And the paragraph element also, here you can make it a display of inline if you want, or inline block if you want. Can you see that element also became an inline element, right? So let's remove all of this and let's bring it back to normal, right? Now we look at the last property, that is our display none property. Now if we, okay, before giving it, let's see how it looks like. Okay, it's back to normal like before we had in the start. Right now here, if we give it a display of none, we refresh. By the name you understand, display none is don't show it on the page, right? So it disappears, right? It will no more be there. Now if you give it a visibility of none, visibility is not none, visibility is hidden. Okay, so can you see the difference? Now there are times when people get confused between the display none and visibility hidden properties in CSS. It does the same work, right? But what display none will do is it will remove your element out of your document. Okay, your element won't exist only in your document if you give it a display of none. But what visibility hidden will do is it will hide the element from the page, but its space will still be there on the page. Can you see over here? This space is still there. You can see the space over here. It shouldn't be there, right? But it is still there because it is given a visibility of hidden. We have the div element over here. You cannot see it because, can you see it highlights the blue highlight over there? That is because it's visibility none. And this element over here display, visibility is hidden, that's why. And here, can you see when I hover over it, you cannot see it anywhere on the page, so it goes outside your document. But when you give it a visibility of hidden, it is still there on the page, but its visibility is hidden. So it will take up the space, but it won't show up in your document. Alright. So this is how it works. So the visibility hidden element, you can still see it over there, right? The blue color mark over there. And the span, it is display none. You cannot see it anywhere on the page. So yeah, visibility hidden is not a part of our topic, but yeah, people usually get confused between display none and visibility hidden. So I thought this should be mentioned as well. So yeah, this is it. This is a very simple topic. You just need to sit down, just play around with the elements, and you yourself will understand which elements are block elements, which elements are inline, and you can give inline block elements width and height. Okay, let's revise one again. We have the display property in CSS. Okay, we have 4 values to it. We actually have 6 values to it. Okay, flex and grid we are not counting right now because those are separate topics. Okay, like really huge topics to go through. So the other 4 properties, which are really easy to understand, just needs one time practice maybe. So yeah, we have the display inline, which if given to a element, it does not take the entire width of your document. Okay, the second is your block element, which takes the entire width of your document, right? The third is your inline block, which will make your element inline, and it will allow you to define width and height for your element. Okay, inline block will allow you to define width and height for your element. And the last one is display none. It will take your element outside the document only, so you cannot see that element anywhere on the page, and also it won't take up any space on the page, right? And in contrast to display none, we have visibility hidden as well. It does the same work like display none, but the only difference is display none will remove the element outside your document, but visibility hidden, it will keep your element on the page, but it won't be seen, right? The space will still be occupied, but it won't be seen. So that is your visibility hidden property, right? So very simple. Inline does not take the entire space and it won't allow you to define width and height. Then you have your block element, which you can give width and height also, and it takes up 100% width by default. And you have your inline block, which makes your element inline, but still you have the power to apply width and height. Like it allows you to define width and height for your element, and the last one is display none. It takes your element outside the document. So yeah, that's it. This is a very simple topic. You just need to play around with elements and you'll be good to go. So nothing to worry, very simple topic. So yeah, that's it for today. So thank you so much for watching, guys. This is very simple. Just play around with the elements and you'll be really good to go in no time. So yeah, that's it for today. So yeah, let's meet in the next video, and thank you so much for watching. And do consider subscribing to my channel. I'll be coming up with such videos frequently, and also give it a like if you learned something new out of this video. So yeah, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and let's meet in the next video. Bye guys.